Hey boys. Channel update. The month of June? No, the month of June is over. It's July. Meaning we're heading for Christmas. Nay. I wanted to do this channel update yesterday already, and being here located in the basement, it was a very nice surprise that when I came down the stairs, found that the basement was pretty much flooded. Well, you know, this sounds more dramatic, but say a good part of the basement here had about an inch of water. So instead of making a nice video and do some stuff around the workbench here, I was trying to get the water out of the basement. That took best part of the morning. Well, fortunately I do have the technical means to deal with a problem like that pretty quickly. However, well, you know, it stole the morning away from me, so I decided to do this channel update later on. Now, I've been in this very typical mood after finishing a bigger project, the North Africa group build, the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7 with the Flak 41. It's finished, done and dusted. Well, actually it's collecting dust, but hopefully I'll be able to box it pretty soon. And now I'm in this tight spot of having too many choices of kits to go with, and yeah, that usually always gets me. I mean I know I will just have to get started usually to identify with a project, and I should be starting with Kieran Newland's Wings and Things build as promised, but the more I look at the kit I have chosen, the less I like to build it, and I'm not really in the mood to commit to any other or bigger project right now for this one, because I think the Hind helicopter in 144th scale would be a very nice subject to join this, and not too time consuming. And there's technical jackalopes, recce group build. There is Red Dragon Model Works Kit Bash all year long group build. Too many choices. Coen's Curse group build's gonna start soon. More choices even. There are a couple of things I have acquired to venture into new territory. Probably, yes, you remember that I said that I would build my first model car this year, and I've been toying and eyeing with these, but I just can't get my butt in gear. Maybe I'll just stick around for another couple of days. I haven't touched any constructive modeling process within 12 days now, which is a particularly long time outside of the vacation time. Summer vacation will start for my wife, who's a teacher, and my son tomorrow afternoon, and then it'll last for 6 weeks, and usually during that time I will get very little modeling done. That's because they are around here all the time, and of course I want to spend time with them, and that with shared with the work I have to do, that doesn't leave me too much time anyway. So basically the 144 scale Hind would be the best thing to do, because I can make some progress even on a 15-minute per day basis and get that finished quite quickly. But I'm so not motivated. What do you do in such a tight spot? Well, anyways, what I do is I buy new stuff, so I have more choice of kits that I will eventually not build. Well, I'll be showing you what I bought within the last 3 months or something like that. I think this is my last channel update was from April or May. I think April. So that's a whole lot of water went down the river ever since that last channel update. So there's plenty of additions to the stash, more than is healthy, of course. Yeah, we are all the same, compulsive in our way of following this hobby. Now, first, excellent channel update from Coen yesterday, well, legacy, what to do with the legacy of your modeling career. Well, I do have published a few builds in magazines and stuff, and I guess that is probably the legacy that will remain longest. You know, being in print is something special still today. Of course, there's no way that anybody from my family is gonna pick up that massive stash and tools and material and paints and, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. But there's one thing for sure, I do not have enough space here in my house to display the kits I've built so far, and certainly not more of those that I will build in hopefully what's going to be another 40 years of modeling for me. Probably most of the stuff will be given away as presents that I have done in the past. You know, if I finish a certain project and I had received special help from a person, or you know, from a certain direction, from a club or something like that, then I usually give the finished kit away after I had taken it to a series of shows, or having published it in print or on the internet. The most important thing about the modeling for me is the process of creation. Of course, I do like the showing and sharing bit quite much, but after having taken the kit to a number of shows, say for a year, actually, they get boxed here in wooden boxes that I make for them, and then they wait for their ultimate destination. Usually I give them away as presents. Probably I will try to sell some of these, maybe on eBay, or put up a Facebook page or something like that. I don't know. This I still have finished too few kits really to say that it would be worthwhile. But anyway, so maybe you'll mark down that if you want some model from me, that you'll probably be able to buy it in the future. Well, second thing, yeah, Coen's video. Where do our nicknames or aliases come from? My channel name is only Guido Hopp, but it was supposed to be Guido inverted commas Taylor Hopp, and you know, TaylorMade Scale Modeling is the label that I use for my channel. But YouTube, in its ultimate and finite or infinite wisdom, I leave that judgment to you, has said that at the time I joined the community, we had to use our real day-to-day names. especially if we had a Google account before. So I'm having this Google account, so there was no chance for me to connect that Google account with YouTube and not use my regular name. Stupid. Okay, but you know, this is not about YouTube policy. Anyway, Taylor, where does it come from? In 2006, after having followed or having re-entered the hobby for a period of about 6 years, I was contacted by a couple of modelers from the north of Germany who wanted to visit the Telford show in the UK. I had been a frequent visitor to the show in the previous years, but I have never exhibited, and they asked me what it would take actually to form a group and go to Telford and show our modeling products. And I was excited. I thought it was a very good idea. Excuse me, please. Now, one thing leads to another, and in a very short period of time we are 5 guys who go to that Telford show in 2006. And of course we had to register as some kind of club, and so we gave ourselves the name with a designation which is very similar to a US Marines flying unit, the VMF-06, which would be probably actually a designation for a fighting wing of Marine Corps. And we called the club the German Gamblers, as a leaning in to the nicknames all these fighting units on board carriers do get. And of course, as in a flying fighting unit, everybody needs a nickname, and so everybody basically tried to think of a nickname for somebody else. There is this guy, he's a painter. There's this guy, I mean, you can guess what his specialty is. Then there is this guy called Nano, because of the tiny things he works with. Then we have a dentist who is called Doc Bear due to his, say, size and his profession. Then the youngest member of the club was called Young Gun, and the let's say the oldest member is called Grandpa. And as I was the one to design the logo for the club and make uniform shirts with the logos embroidered on and stuff like that, I received the nickname Taylor. And that stuck pretty much with me. I've been using this nickname online for ever since 2006, when I got it first. Excuse me. Yeah, this is where it's coming from, plain and simple. Okay. Long story short. Yeah, well, there's nothing to say about a future project because I cannot make up my mind. So let's go to the funny part and show you the Kitstash editions. Okay, here's one very nice Great Wall Hobby MiG-29 Project 912. It's a late type with German markings. These are one of the planes that were with the Eastern German Air Force, and this one has a limited edition decal set for what is it? Operation Sniper, when it went to the United States for evaluation and afterwards was put out of general service use. I think these were sold to Poland after that. Excuse me. My nose is killing me. Really, I'm so sorry. I don't know why this is happening when I'm trying to film this. Then, having Freddy Duarte's Pacific group build in mind, I'm sorry, this is killing me. I'll be back in a minute. Well, back again. Nose is still tickling, but I'll survive. Okay, Freddy Duarte's Pacific group build. Having that in mind, I stumbled across this reissue of Tamiya. Very nice and simple kit. It's older one. I cannot really remember, but I think that is sometime from the 1990s. Trying to find the copyright here. No, it's not on the box, so I will have to look that up, but it's a reissue. Pretty nice, including soldiers, which is great for the for showing a small diorama like that. Okay, what else? Getting even smaller. Very accidentally bought that on eBay. I put in a very small bid and I actually won the kit, and it's kind of neat actually. Mark I models, the Albatross with United States markings. Here, just oops, sorry about that. Pretty neat, very small. That's something really cute. That is like, I don't know, not even 20 pieces inside. You'll see a review of that. Shown that already. That was bought sometime here for the pure interest of the item, and bought a fitting pilot. Does that show? I hope. There you go. The nose. I'm sorry. Okay. Then following Technical Jackalop's recommendation for Swester 109s, I bought the F4, which is really a beautiful kit. And if you're a 109, did I say 104? If you're a 109 fan, get this one. It's a cool kit. Some figures. Master box. Very cool action figures. Not the usual stuff standing around folks, maintenance or something like that. Again, sorry, break. And back again. Okay, and then to Eastern Front 1944 Dragon figure sets. This one. Cross of Iron. Lee Marvin not really well depicted here. And Panzerjäger. These fit together very nicely, and considering building something to make them work together. Sorry. Okay, something that may be going into the Curse Group build. Toga models. That is a combination kit, I think, of something older and a short run, and it's you can see there's different types of packings in here and qualities. It's a mixed bag, really, in the best sense of the word. Here there's the short run turret, big decal sheet. By the way, Finnish swastikas, so that is addressing Hamilcar's issue. You know, it's very much depending on the importer. You know, talk to your importer and tell them how stupid they are. Yeah, because that, you know, obviously it's not a problem really if you have the proper importer. These swastikas were certainly not produced in Germany. I'm quite certain of that. Tom Modellbau, look at the label. Tom Modellbau, yeah, they're from Germany, and they're specialized in doing these kind of short-run combination kits. It's let's say you can compare this somewhat to the Eduard approach, when they're taking all their academy kits and put in some resin and some photo etch and stuff like that, and they make it a whole new kit set with a fresh box and a product makeover, and that's what Tom Modellbau does. And even though the basic construction of the kit may be a little bit troublesome compared to what you may get from the Wunder kits today, this is still a lot of fun to do. I'm quite certain of it. I haven't really built it, but I've tried and test fitted parts, and you know, this is pretty basic but good quality, and they're not very expensive either. And now this is what you probably can call the misbuy of the year, but I am very glad that I have it, and I have bought it deliberately. This is the more than massive T-35 multi-turreted giant tank. Just to give you an idea, look at that. I mean, this is the top plate. You can see it is pretty wrapped. You know, this is the older stuff. See, this thing is humongous. Yeah, but this is going to be good fun. Now, I know that I think Hobby Boss is trying to market one of these as a new kit, and I think the T28 is already out there. It was at the Shiokozuka hobby show. Sorry, it's a mess. And the T35 is to follow suit, but this is a classic for me. This is just beautiful, and I bought this for a pretty good price at eBay. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive either, and it has the free-roll tracks. It has a Eduard kit set, photo etch. It does have Jordi Rubio, barrel number 1, barrel number 2, barrel number 3. Most of the stuff here is still in its bags. It's not been opened, and the guy who sent it to me gave me a bonus. These are two very, very nice and neat Russian tankers in winter dress, and they are really, really beautiful. I have no idea what product is behind that, but they are just great. There's one with a great coat, and the other one is sitting. It's fabulous. It's really something to look at, and the whole deal was a one package deal, and as said, it wasn't really expensive, and I'm very glad to have it, even though I know that there's a lot of work necessary to make this one into a masterpiece. But I mean, look at the size of that thing. Of course, I will probably start crying as soon as I see the super quality of Hobby Boss. I'm a great fan of them. But, well, I did this. I knew what was coming, and I still did it, right? And so, no complaining now. Okay, now for all the mess with you know, flooding the cellar and you know, not knowing what to do as a next project, and I'm still sitting here and still trying to make up my mind. Well, let's say there's gonna be a decision sooner or later. Well, let's see. Now, I'm heading into the weekend. This is the 25th anniversary weekend of my graduation. So this is going to be party time, and I probably just not tackle anything before this weekend. Because I probably changed my mind, because I have a 7-hour train ride to get to the party and a 7-hour train ride back, and lots of time to think about and lots of time for reading. And well, let's just see what I can come up with within these next few days. Now, I think I have rambled way too long for a channel update, but you know, I tend to do that, and all of you who haven't fallen asleep by now or switched off, I thank you very much for tuning in. See you soon here back at TaylorMade Scale Modeling. Bye bye.